your game overall better, like a playmaker, another stun. Like right now, this Storm, like yeah, you're playing AM, but where are the stuns? It's just Monkey. I think you do need to pick a stun. Like AM can kind of struggle to stay on top of targets until like you get Basher, Scotty, and stuff. If they're
Dragon Knight.
yeah, I don't mind it. It's I think DK with Monkey. I think DK really needs those ranged fours, but to me, Sand King's the one that makes the most sense, but I don't love it. I'm trying to think what other stuns there are.
I'm kind of down for both, just for the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Moonless track. Okay, it is offlane quap.
All right, you guys said it was gonna be offlane quap. You guys saw that one when it was being picked.
And I doubted myself.
Nice doubt, bro.
Yeah, I should have doubted.
You
never
spent that whole time
doubt
talking about Moon
yeah.
and his amazing Listrak that he's destroyed so many C players with.
Well, Lyrical and Dano are going to jump in here. Join us. Dano, I'm loving the background. Is that how you feel about this draft or just about potentially this game?
Oh, it's just SMG's headquarters after that previous Yopaj game with the Ember Spirit. Like, it's just in flames, completely done. And I was like, well, just ban it. They didn't, and they go on a completely different route where it's honestly like 5 heroes that really excel in the later stages of the game. So see if SMG are going to let them get to that stage. It's so hard to go past Boom when they put together such a comprehensive team performance like they did game number 1.
Do you feel similar, Lyrical, or maybe even want to disagree with Danog there?
I would never. No, I don't know. I think that's kind of cool to get, the anti-mage busted out last. That's going to be an interesting one. And I feel like with like Raging Potato playing this Quap, there's a lot of potential for them to play like mega aggro. So I'm still a believer. I might be on some copium, but I'm a believer in SMG. There's a chance. MLP's not the only one.
I like it. We need someone definitely on the copium over here. For you, both of you, though?
SMG, I mean, Mike may have been a believer. When he sees his AM, he may have some doubts, but I like SMG. I'm with Lyrical.
Wholeheartedly.
Raging Potatoes Quap has been amazing. It's one of his best heroes. AM against this draft. Yeah, let's go SMG. We're going game 3.
Well, whilst I think SMG's draft
here
is
we go.
better, you want me to just say that I think Boom would lose?
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm
I
expecting you to say.
refuse to do it. Let's
Okay.
go, Boom.
She's all in for Boom no matter what they draft. But game number 2 between these two teams. Let's jump into it, please, Danog and Lyrical.
Thank you so much, Nat. Man, Danog, I'm struggling to contain my excitement with the insanity that we saw last game. I feel like we're set up to have some more here in this game. How you feeling? I can tell it's a little bit of a panic situation over there for you.
A little bit of pain. It's getting a little bit hot. I might need to take a sip of my mate to make sure I'm well lubricated for this one. But
don't tempt me.
I know, right? But Boom, I think they've still got the stuff. They pick up this first pick, Death Prophet. It's so good. Like Parker was saying earlier on in the day, it's just one of these heroes that feels like a must ban because you can just throw it anywhere except the position 1 and it's gonna work. You've just got an insane amount of flexibility for it. Particularly if you've got that first pick and flexibility is at a bit of a premium. So the fact that Skem's playing it, it's really like the burst damage. It's there, I suppose, for SMG. I just want to see how SMG are going to look to play around these 4 heroes that are going to be looking to roam together, and particularly Ninja Boogie getting that Aghanim shard for himself, because Lishrak is by far the best hero to pair that together with since the change to the Io shard.
Oh, that's right. And for all you fine folks out there like me that sometimes the brain slips away with the patch notes that came in, the Io Aghanim shard giving him that spell amp. You're going to be able to do it to tethered targets. So should be a pretty interesting dynamic there if they can outlast. I mean, again, that kind of feels like it's been the motto of the fights that we've seen in this game is Medusa going to be able to outlast the Io Leshrak? And, how does DP fit in this scenario? They do have a couple big bursty things, though, on the SMG lineup. You've got the Mana Void and you got the Sonic Wave. I want to see how these things play out.
Yeah, for sure. To me, it feels like the anti-mage still can't get involved until like 25 minutes into this game. Just anti-mage things, basically.
Right.
Although, have a look at how they're setting up these lanes. Mid one, he's going down bottom to try and contest into this Medusa. I think it was a Div 2 game that we saw recent-ish, and the anti-mage just absolutely dumpstered the Medusa lane. So we'll see if it's the case again.
You know what they call this, don't you?
What's that?
The old switcheroo.
The old
Actually,
switcheroo.
it's not very original, but they do call it that sometimes. I don't know where I was
Who's
going
they?
with that one, really. I don't know. Don't question it, Dan. We're trying something here. Yeah, but they're
Reggie
doing it.
Potatoes trying not to die on the top side. He nearly got pinned to the tree and killed.
Dude, that Shadow Strike, little extra bit of life regen coming in handy there for him. I wonder if they bring over +1 or if they're going to fully commit to this. This is interesting. So one-on-one, Quap facing off against FBZ Mars. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. How do you think that matchup goes? I mean, I guess we see it in mid every now and then, Mars versus Quap.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like it's going to be Mars with a pretty decent advantage, and now they get the last mover's advantage on SMG. You made the rotation down through Tim's, and it meant that it was a 3v3. Then they just make the rotation up here on Afu, and he's going to look to try and put some pressure onto FBZ so that Raging Potato isn't quite as bullied out of the lane.
Now, there's one problem with this, which means that now mid one
You're in a
Ninja Boogie
tri
are
lane.
alone.
Yeah.
And, they might have overthunk it right there. And, oh, God, Ninja Boogie got to run away. He is level 2, has a blink, backs away. And now you have an off-lane anti-mage not hitting creeps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, SMG believers. This is looking a little rough, especially if it stays this way for too long. The thing is, they are lacking a little bit of control, right? Like, IO does very little in these tri-lane scenarios. Funky King, honestly, pretty similar. Anti-Mage, very similar. So,
Oh my
you know,
God.
something like the Medusa, great amount of impact, right? You're always going to get multiple bounces from the Mystic Snake. Once Skem hits level 3, of course, him as well, he's going to have those multiple Spirit Ciphers. Tim's, Bramble Maze, great at just being able to control up the entire lane. So, for me, if I'm Boom, I'm loving this.
Yeah, this is really good, and I think they're loving it so much. That's probably part of the reason they tipped Afu, was, you know, the way that the lanes are now set up. The anti-mage has not really hit that many creeps. In the mid lane also, holy moly, I guess that's some Yopaj farming up the small camp as well, but a very nice start. He's only actually about, 100 gold ahead of Moon, so it's not as much of a lead as it looks like originally.
Constantly standing up on his hind legs, trying to bait out Yopaj to come forward for the last hits, but Moon's doing a pretty decent job himself, right? Like, it costs a lot more mana to be able to farm the... Oh, Yopaj, this is a great rotation.
Yeah, and they bring 3 mid. All right, you're going to tri-lane RM? We'll tri-lane Yopaj.
Don't think they have a sentry ward just yet. Actually, they do, but they're not going to block up the camp quite yet. I mean, I feel like it's very important against a Storm Spirit, Kunkka, Ember, Void Spirit. They're probably the big ones. Lena as well, that you need to try and take away that small camp farming potential.
Right. Well,
Just using the scan to make sure that they weren't sticking around as Yopaj makes the TP back into the lane.
yeah, and he actually misses out there. That's going to be a full almost wave of creeps tonight, and then also a range creep in his face. Has a nice spear there from FBZ, will force him back, but very early rotations all around. Again, the main person that's hurting from this is mid one. I mean, he's got 6 last hits in his Junkly now, but does have his Ring of Health. I don't know if this is good. Actually, I do. It's not very good, but maybe other things are better.
I mean, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. And, you know, kudos to him. He actually got the Spirit Siphon reflect off there, and he's going to give a bit of a high five over to Skem, letting him know about it.
I mean, you got to take
all
the wins
Skem
where
really
you
needs
can.
to do is stand around, right? Like, all you need to do is, like, leech some of this farm, prevent him from just getting this free experience, and it's creating a ton of space for the Medusa. We saw it earlier today with a crazy Medusa game, that UDV versus Army Geniuses series, and, well, Constantly is being set up for another one of them.
Yeah, it's very strange. And I mean, I guess that again, like if there's one hero that, you know, isn't going to be as important no matter what happens in the mid game, it's going to be Anti-Mage. Like he definitely wasn't going to show up to fights before, and he's certainly not now. But maybe with like this early good start that you're kind of getting for Raging Potato and for the Lesh, you can translate that into like some space for the AM. But I don't know, it's so hard to imagine this working out well for them now.
Oh, of course. I mean, the way they wanted to do it was, you know, have a good start and then make space for the AM, but it just hasn't worked out that way. Raging Potato, he's already level 5 though, so he's going to get a ton of impact out of that Sonic Wave, and he just really wants to...
They caught him mid. Afu. He's dead. So a nice catch there. They just caught the Monkey King jumping on trees.
Very nicely done. He's going into a lot of this teamfight survivability on Raging Potato. He wants to have this constant map presence out there, so he's got the Urn, he's got the Null Talisman for a lot of that passive regen. He's even going into the raindrops and the clarity. No boots needed for Raging Potato. He just wants to use his blink for a lot of these movements.